It's a Bitcoin podcast. The only one that's making your money is you. Listen to the Bitcoin podcast. So hold on and listen to the Bitcoin podcast.
All right.
Hey, everybody. How do yours taste, Jesse?
Mine tastes wonderful. I'm getting like chunky Cheetos, with huge, like thick bodies. It's great,
You sound like a Cheeto connoisseur.
right? I'm trying.
How
This
about
has
you,
been a
Daniel?
long time coming, dude.
How about you, Daniel?
Oh, so good. Nothing like Cheetos for breakfast.
So, thank you, everyone,
You're
for listening.
disgusting.
Yeah. We're just going to chew in your ears because that's how much we respect you. No, I'm kidding. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Bitcoin podcast. I'm the host that talks first, Dee.
And I'm the host that talks second, Jesse.
And what you hear is us eating Flamin' Hot Cheetos because why not? Why not? You hear that? How did yours taste, Alicia?
Disgusting. I
What?
don't like cheese.
Oh, wait.
Oh.
Pause.
Whoa.
Why are you eating cheese? This is not cheese. This is hot Cheetos. This is heavenly red flavor dust. What are
This
you eating?
is hot garbage cheese.
Wait, you got the really spicy one though, Alicia.
I love spice, and I thought it would
Oh.
counteract the cheese flavor. No,
Does this have a cheese flavor to it?
This got nothing to do with cheese.
it has
Oh, yeah.
There
There is cheese in this.
is?
cheese
Yeah,
in this
cheddar
guy.
cheese.
Ooh, the extra flaming hot seasoning salt is maltodextrin,
You guys look
sugar,
at the
yeast
ingredients. Don't do
extract,
that.
monosodium.
No, look at the ingredients.
Oh, there's some cheese in here. Cheese
Just enjoy it
cultures,
for what it is.
onion powder, whey. Oh, there's some protein in here. Anyway, so why are we eating Cheetos is because we promised everyone that if we got 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, then we would send one of those lucky 1,000, or actually one of those lucky 995 or so, because of course we follow ourselves, right? Then you would get 100 bags of Jesse's size Flamin' Hot Cheetos, party size, baby.
Party size.
Direct from the manufacturer.
Dude, I forgot why we even did this for a second, so I'm glad you reminded me.
And what I will say is inflation is real, because I'm looking at this bag of $1.99 Flamin' Hot Cheetos, and Alicia, I think you're supposed to be grabbing the Cheeto. I'm looking at this bag of hold on, this is gonna be fun for the audience watching.
Oh, we're doing it? We're passing
Yeah, we're
the
doing it.
Cheeto?
We're trying to pass the Cheeto.
Okay. Where are we starting from?
But Alicia doesn't. Here, I'll start. I'll go to you, Jesse.
Oh shit! Wait, I don't know how to do. Wait. All right, keep coming. Oh, wait, hold on. There we go. Oh wait. Restart. What? This is your Cheeto.
It's crazy. Yeah, you got that Cheeto.
Wow. All right, coming to you, Alicia. Are you ready?
Oh, yeah.
All right, here we go. Wait, that is the wrong side of the screen. I'm gonna run it back. Here we go.
This is terrible.
We did not rehearse this.
Oh,
there it
how'd
is.
you get that magical Flamin' Hot Cheeto? It's crazy. So it's got to go to Daniel now.
Oh, there you
Oh
go.
my God. We're passing
Damn.
Cheetos through the internet. All right, anyway. Let's start the show. So let's get into it.
I'm gonna.
Thank you, Daniel,
Bye.
for hanging out with us. To show that Flamin' Hot Cheetos is not just something the hosts do. It's something the entire Bitcoin podcast crew does. All right, this is gonna be the last ones I eat, so I can stop being rude on this
I'm
show.
gonna keep eating.
Okay.
I haven't eaten yet.
So today, we didn't talk about what's going on in El Salvador. We got to. So for those of you that don't know, history has been made. Although I kind of think Japan made it, but we're going to stick with El Salvador on this one. And they said, hey, Bitcoin is now a legal tender, right? So this happened a couple weeks ago. And that implies a lot of things. Like when you make a statement like that, you're causing a ripple effect through governments, a ripple effect through socioeconomic ladders, a ripple effect through all of the fabric of society as we know it. Society. So obviously some people are going to push back, right? And one of the very first pushbacks that we're seeing is that an opposing party that is opposed to the current party that's in power in El Salvador is suing the government and saying it's unconstitutional for you to say that this is legal tender, right? Many citizens have also are starting to support that opposition, saying that new legislation does not consider harmful. They didn't consider the harmful effects. And a whopping 80% of citizens expressed that they did not want to receive payments in the leading currency. Jesse, that is crazy.
That is pretty crazy. But I think we talked about the GDP of El Salvador, it only being 50 something billion. So like, you know, in the grand scheme of things, it's not a lot of money they're working with.
So, you know how much bravado it takes to just eat crispy Cheetos on a radio show on a pod? We got some low hangers, but see, this is kind of the thing that I've thought about for some time now, is that Bitcoin and like people act as if currency systems change without blood being spilled. I know that's a very long leap to take, right?
Do
But
you think there's going to be a world war over crypto?
bro, like I don't think there's going to be a world war, or I hope there's not a world war, but it's not like it's going to be over crypto. It's going to be over some sort of sociological thing that people are fighting over at the time, whether it be, you know, the length of TikTok videos being a little bit longer, or the explicit nature of twerk instructional videos on YouTube being a little bit less strict. Those are things to fight for. But let's think about like currency systems. Like, it's not like the people in power that have the currency that's in power want it to not be in power anymore.
Yeah.
They're not going to be like, oh, yeah, you guys that we have total power over, you want to use something different? Yeah, go for it. We'll just build the rules around you. That's typically not the way things work, ever, in human history, ever. You know, and so that's why when this is just me speaking personally, Jess, when I got into Bitcoin, I knew I'm planting seeds for trees with which I will not be able to consume the shade. This shit isn't going to happen in my lifetime. If I have kids or you have kids, it's not going to happen in their lifetime. If they have kids, it's not going to happen in their lifetime. Like, currency systems don't just flip a switch and everybody's using that now. So for all the Bitcoin maximalists listening, you're dumb if you think that's going to happen in your lifetime. I'm sorry. I'll say it to your face. If you were in my face, I would say you are a dumb person. And you are, sorry, I shouldn't say dumb. That's rude. I should say you are not a wise person. You are not wise because you're obviously not succumbing to the lessons that history is putting forth. And you need to study the curriculum that is history, because currency systems don't just up and change. And the ones that do usually end up going to a shitty one. It takes a massive amount of human consistency in order for a currency system to just change. Right? So what's naturally going to happen for the next 10 to 15 years is that humanity is going to try to body block Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies and other blockchain and distributed technology into the boxes that currently exist for it, as like, oh, well, let's just swap out Swift and put in something on the Ethereum 2.0 chain. Or let's swap out the old Fortran whatever or let's swap out the ATM networks and the code that they use in order to transmit money using an automatic teller machine, and let's put in some sort of crypto thing. Like, we're just going to try to put it into these boxes, right? Because that's all we know. And that's the way things go in my book. Like, it won't become a bona fide currency until worldwide, a symphony of worldwide scenarios make it so.
Why? So my question is, why are you prognosticating on something beyond your lifetime?
Because that's what good men do, Jesse.
You think your children are going to have diamond hands?
I hope they have diamond hands.
What if they don't? What if they have paper hands?
There's a lot of people that don't have diamond hands, and a lot of people's kids that have paper hands.
You're seeing what's happening right now, right? With the tax hikes, and like on the people who make more than $1 million a year, people are selling their companies. They're exiting, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so
Dodge.
Yeah, they're selling to Wall Street, right? They're selling to SPACs. They're selling. They're. I forget. I read an article that there's a family that has like a net worth of like, say, something like $30 billion, and they're liquidating this year. They are distributing $30 billion worth of equity in that company between 30 family members because of potential tax hikes. And so I wonder, like, what is crypto's future going to be like? Is it going to be like taxed into oblivion? Like, legislation's going to suffocate it? Because they could do that, but I don't know. Does it make sense to even like think about that?
I'm getting my shoe on.
Okay.
All right. It does make sense to think about that. And I think there's a lot of people in this industry that are thinking about that. Coin Circle or Circle, I think they're called Coin Circle, is an entire business, nonprofit business that's built on talking to regulators and educating regulators so that they understand how to regulate this stuff in a way that it can help society and not hinder it. Now, I know that originally it was like, fuck regulations, fuck the law, but let's just be serious. That's just not reality. Right? That's just not a reality anyone really, truly wants to live in. Although they claim that, they don't want that. Everyone in America loves the luxury of American freedoms. One, those freedoms exist in other places. And two, if somebody deregulates, it's almost funny because those regulations are your freedoms. Right?
Bit.
It's like a paradox. It's like
they gave you a sandbox to play inside.
Yeah. You know? So it's the old. You know what I love? The red dust fingers.
You like that?
Oh yeah, because
I used to like that.
When nobody's looking, you just like look over your shoulders and you just suck the dust off your finger.
Yeah. Is that what you're gonna do?
That is exactly what I'm gonna do when this camera turns off, baby. I'm a fucking heathen.
I believe it.
All right. So, and then you gotta click your mouse with like this digit so you don't get the flavor dust on there.
You just use your pinky. You never get Cheeto dust on your pinky.
You're not as much of a heathen as I am because I definitely have some Cheeto dust on my pinky, my friend.
What fingers do you use? I just use my index, middle, and thumb. What? Wow, you're like full crane. Full crane game. All right.
Full crane game. All right. Being really rude eating on the air, but I don't care that much. So it's going to be interesting to see in the coming years. This is the circle that I'm waiting to have happen, right? And it's not necessarily a circle. It's two separate 180s going in different directions. And that is, we have countries that are like, Bitcoin is banned. We hate it. You can't do it. And then like 18 months later, like, psych. Like, it's not banned. When we say banned, we mean like just kind of people are going to look at you weird if you're into it. It's not banned. You could totally do it. Right, then China did it, and then they went back. China's going hard in the paint this time, but honestly, it might be just so they can nationalize all Bitcoin mining and move in their hardware and start monitoring shit, maybe crazy China style, right? And then they're gonna all of a sudden unban Bitcoin again. It'll be juicy. All the
You think?
Bitcoin.
You think
I
China
don't
will
think it's-
unban Bitcoin?
I think they'll unban Bitcoin when it's monetarily feasible for their government to have it unbanned. Right,
I don't
right
see them
now.
flipping like they did in the past,
Well,
like
maybe
within the
not.
span of a year. I see
Remember,
that
I think it's
way
going to take.
later.
Well, imagine if you had, specialized hardware and the infrastructure in place to track every single Coinbase transaction that came to your miners. Then you could start putting these, data tentacles out into the blockchain to figure out. I imagine China would do something crazy, ridiculous like that. But
That's what BSN's doing, right?
yep. Then we had India. India banned Bitcoin.
No,
They're like,
they
yeah,
didn't ban
no.
it. They didn't ban it.
Well, then they banned it. They had some sort of ban.
They didn't ban it though. They didn't hard ban it. I don't believe. It seemed like they were. It's like when us in like America we get news about other countries. It's like Japan adopted Bitcoin, but if you ask like in Japan, like is it being used? It's like no. I think we're getting the telephone game version.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think India actually banned Bitcoin. I think they're creating legislation around it to restrict it in certain ways, but I don't think it's not banned from what I understand.
Cool. Okay, good. I want to see. I guess what I'm getting at, the point I'm trying to get to is how quick is El Salvador going to turn a 180 and say, yeah, we were wrong about that Bitcoin thing?
Oh, really? You think they'll do that?
You can't just flip a switch like they did.
But there's supposedly, like I saw something on Twitter that or something that there's a clause that it says when a country goes to the IMF with a legal tender, they have to make it work. Do you know anything about that?
I did see that. It's like something on the charter of the World Bank that, like, when a country decides something is their legal tender, then the World Bank has to accept it.
So how is that going to work out?
I don't know, man. But I know what I do is talk about this stuff, so I get to sit back, relax, look what's going on, and then start yelling into a
Prognosticate,
microphone.
watch what as it unfolds.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's move to some other little like tidbits. There's a NASCAR driver now receiving his salary in crypto. Landon Casillo signed a deal. His salary is going to be paid in Bitcoin and Litecoin. And so what's funny is, have you ever heard the old adage that like music and sports drive society?
Yeah.
And well,
I think
we're going to start to see that. I think we're going to start to see that. Like, we're going to start to see more athletes taking Bitcoin as a portion of their salary or all of their salary. And so it's gonna, as you see that happening, and then you have athletes that are like, yeah, I'm gonna buy this house, but I'm not buying this house with dollars. I'm gonna buy this house with Bitcoin. So you better make it happen, Mr. Realtor, Mr. Somebody, right? Sports and music drive society, or at least modern day society. And it's not so much survival anymore. So
what sport are we exporting?
The U.S. is currently exporting baseball and football, and that's about it.
But the numbers are going down for football, aren't they? And same with baseball.
What numbers? The
Viewership, people attending big games physically.
And the NBA, we're exporting the NBA too.
Oh, that's true.
So
Who's
but those numbers go up and they go down. I don't think they'll ever like go down permanently. Sports are fucking amazing, bro.
I know Korea, like South Korea, loves basketball, and North Korea, right? And then Japan loves baseball. But aside from that, who else is buying our sports?
London started buying a little bit of football. Mexico started buying a little bit of football.
Oh,
China's buying the NBA hard. This is cover. Alicia's over here typing to us, but that crypto's going to start to get in the zeitgeist there. So, this is why. The longer I do this podcast, the more I get closer to the point where I'm just like, man, I really want to do like Dr. Petty has been doing, and just focus on technical aspects that like people won't have massive amount of knowledge over, because all the other stuff is not really controllable. You know what I mean? Like you can't control if GPPs one day are like, you know what, I do want to use Bitcoin, because GPPs don't even control that they have to use dollars. You know what I mean? There's nothing that controls the adoption. Like we said, mass adoption is the only thing that matters. At the end of the day, that needs a lemma, and that mass adoption has to be very layered with different types of adoption, right? There's the person that uses coal to provide energy, and then there's the person that just hoards coal to give to the person that uses coal, right? There's different types of adoption.
Do you want to be the
And-
person who's discovering coal as a fuel source?
Yeah, like, you know, there's different types of adoption.
You don't want to be middlemaning coal?
Not necessarily. Who wants to be middleman in coal? That doesn't sound right.
Isn't that what like we do when we buy cryptocurrency and we don't actually like build out protocols?
I think so.
Or middlemaning?
Mm-hmm. You're a dirty middleman.
I'm a very middleman.
I'm a dirty. You're what?
One day I hope to be a
All right.
protocol builder.
Dude, we're so meta with our show sometimes. Like, who wrote the rule that you can't eat Cheetos and podcast at the same time? Wasn't me. Damn it.
I think
If
people
I wrote-
don't like it when you chew in their ear, and I think this is something like that.
That's true. That's true.
I think it's just probably just good manners not to eat it in a podcast.
as you chew another Cheeto.
I mean, they're good, dude.
Yeah.
So
So
we're all friends.
So let's move on to some other kind of recent news. So Backed Holdings debuts a crypto debit card, and PayPal, Visa joined up with a blockchain capital, venture capital. So Backed Holdings, if you guys don't all recall, this would have been several years ago now, I think 2 to 3 years ago. They were the first Bitcoin futures, I believe.
That sounds right.
That sounds right, but is it right? Let me see.
I don't know. I don't know if it's right, but it
Let me
sounds
see.
right.
Here we go. Backed is the $1.2 trillion of digital assets that's currently held in cryptocurrencies, rewards, and royalties. Okay.
Are they a credit card company now?
Yep. It looks like that's what they did.
We're like Monaco and what's the other one?
Dude, I swear, man, it's like the wealthy person rule book. Get a big pile of something valuable,
Mhm.
then just start issuing out credit to people to do what they want with their lives, and just tax the hell out of that credit, get an interest rate on there, and then keep building the mountain of stuff that you think is valuable.
You know, Joe made me do a deep dive on Hex for the past like
Oh shit!
4 or 6 hours
Okay.
of like last night. It bled into today. In fact, I didn't get to go to sleep until like, I don't know, 7 a.m. That shit is the most airtight and like it's so insidiously genius in the way that they're marketing it. But yeah, I don't know. What it's just on the topic of people doing people things, trying to extract value maximally. It's interesting because like I don't think that's the ethos of. I don't think that was the original ethos of the space. If the space did have an ethos, it wasn't to try and like beat each other out in terms of like zero sum gaming. But I think people realize that that's a reality of this space. If you want to make more money, you zero sum game it. I don't know, you like, or not what I mean is like you optimize around being efficient to extract value in a way that makes sense for whatever project. And I'm just like, I'm still trying to understand value propositions of a lot of projects in this space. but it's
Yeah.
like sometimes you just get jaded, you know.
I can dig it. But what about Hex is airtight? Like I want to hear that part.
The smart contract seems pretty airtight. I didn't physically look at the code base, but from like listening to a developer talk about how kind of it was developed and how a lot of developers left the project, I guess, because they didn't agree with the ethics behind it. It's just interesting. And it's airtight legally for the dude who made it, because he made it such that it's definitely erring on the it's not a security side of the law, so he's not like, suable by anybody. The SEC can't, shut him down. It's just he made it in such a way that it skirts the law and it like uses blockchain tech like so perfectly. I don't know.
I don't want to talk about X anymore.
Yeah, let's not.
It's hot doo-doo. Why'd you even bring that up?
Because I wasted like 4 hours or 6 hours of my life looking at that shit. I was trying
Why
to
would you do that?
because I value opinions from people in the Slack, and I was like, maybe there's something to this.
All right, so if I told you, like, dude, I'm telling you, the best seasoning for burgers is squirrel hair.
I'm gonna examine that before I actually try it. I'm gonna be like, does this make sense?
Why would you spend any time on that? Like, I would spend less than a microsecond thinking I'm never doing that. I would respect you as a human if you're like, D, you got to try this. You got to try.
But ants taste good, right? Like a certain type of ant tastes like cranberries. So like
maybe, but
crickets can be roasted with garlic, and they're supposedly good, right? There's
I
stuff
feel
that's
like you're
like out there, like
out of your respect for Joe.
I think that's what Daniel typed in the chat, and I agree.
That's what Daniel chatted, and that's what I'm echoing.
I understand how it makes sense. I just don't
moving
think
on. I can't do this anymore.
Value proposition makes sense anymore.
I can't do this with you anymore. With you, Back did futures. They were the first company that was like, "Yo, we're doing futures." Now there's a futures market. Now the volume is so high in futures market that they can just extend people credit based upon that, and the cycle continues, right? Like now they got all these futures, they own all these futures. It's just crazy, right? Finance is like, I swear, it's like, you remember how I used to say all the time, and I used to see Corey's eye twitch when I said it.
What was that?
And that was everything is bullshit until it isn't. Think about how deep
Daniel's
just like X, right? Like,
yeah, but that's the thing. Like Bitcoin even like had zero value proposition other than like it's like internet money, that
I don't think it had zero value proposition.
It's not okay. It's not zero. I'm speaking in hyperbole or whatever.
Well, don't be so hyperbolic, my friend.
Yeah,
we can't get anything done in a hyperbole.
All right,
gotta have straight lines, buddy.
What I mean is
hyperbolic. Go on.
You're like short circuiting.
Yeah, I was listening for a second. I was hyper.
No, I don't know. Like it has value proposition, but like at the end of the day, like you have to like fucking stick a miner into a wall socket or like run it on your computer and basically put some effort and have some sort of faith that this can be used as a value of exchange. And you just need a lot of people to do that same thing.
You gotta have faith.
Seriously though, right?
Yeah.
Like
faith is a strong word, bro. And faith is such a strong word. The entire global financial system is backed by it's backing the entire global finance. The US dollar is backed by the credit and faith of the United States government. Like that's what's in the law. Not gold, not straws, not Kevin Hart ticket sales, not water somewhere, not
Yeah.
meteorite minerals. The credit, which is extra faith, monetized faith, and faith, actual faith of the United States government. That doesn't even make any sense to me. So what that means is like, I guess people got to really like the U.S. for dollars to have any value whatsoever.
I think communities are powerful. I think that when people gather around an idea and they all like it and it resonates with people, which Bitcoin did in its early days,
Mhm.
and a lot of different projects do to some extent in the space, but there are also some that are kind of just money sucks. They're sucking money from you and putting it into their pocket. But it's kind of crazy how Bitcoin survived, whereas even the predecessors did not.
The reason why it's surviving and the predecessors did not is because it had enough time to become decentralized.
But it was the only peer-to-peer one, right?
Yeah,
They slapped. Yeah.
I think that like that's why I know crypto's not going anywhere, is because enough time has gone by now that if back in 2015 or 2017 a bank or large entity did want to start their own proof of work chain, there would be like enough work done, and then they would have they would not need a terrible amount of decentralization, but just enough to where they could have their own chain, right? It would be secure, and there would be cost savings, and there would be all the things that Bitcoin offered when it first started up. So communities are very powerful, and I think that's kind of like what Bitcoin plays upon. Is Bitcoin played on the aspect that, hey, fiat currencies die. It's not an if, but a when, right? So instead of having a fiat currency, there's this other mode of value that you could use to base your fiat currency in. And then people just started believing in it. And that's all that really matters, is people to start believing in it. Everything is bullshit until it isn't, Jesse. Just like that.
It's kind of crazy how like people gave Ethereum a chance, but then like they didn't give other alternatives at that time, like back in 2017, a chance. Like they did. Remember AntShares before it turned into Neo?
Mm-hmm.
People dumped money into that thing too. And I don't remember if it ever got above Ethereum. Maybe it did, but there were a lot of projects that were around then. Like, I mean, Ardor and like so many different projects, and they're not where they were before.
The reason why Ethereum and Bitcoin are winning, I think, is because I think this is going to get really, like, I've been smoking the reefer here. I think humans have I don't know if it's Negrodamus. I don't think this is Negrodamus really.
Trash.
It's
toilet.
It's definitely a bidet thought. That's not a toilet. That's a bidet, my friend. That is a bidet.
It's a toilet with a bidet built in.
That's a bidet. So sorry. I like to use my Trump impression whenever I'm trying to cut people off.
Oh, okay. I know. Continue.
So sorry. Anyways, what was I saying? People have a natural affinity and attraction to objective ideas and objective ideals, right? I think Bitcoin is so attractive on a subconscious level because Satoshi is gone. We don't know who he is, or they, or her. We don't know anything about them. We know these words that they left, right? We know these words that they left and this technology that they started, and they're gone. Technology that they started with an idea and the abstract of the white paper, right? People rally around that at a base level to where even you, Jesse, I know you shit on Bitcoin, but I know you still might buy some. You kind of know that you kind of would love to have a lot of them. Like if you had a lot of them.
No, because
Really?
like here's the thing. Yeah, the difference is like I want to hold something that I would actually use. For instance, like let's say that I had a I'm just going to use a crappy example because I can't think of a better one. Let's say that I could brush my teeth better by hand than using an electric toothbrush.
Okay. I'm following you.
And objectively, I actually could, right? I would put money on the normal toothbrush versus the electric toothbrush. I wouldn't get it just because it's better. And so like, for instance, like Bitcoin was better money at the time, and I put money into Bitcoin. But as soon as it's still good technology, but like it lost its value proposition to me in terms of why I invested in it. Like it didn't meet my ideals and my.
But you're
Like,
still subscribing to ideals.
I am, yeah. So like money is great, but I also wanted to come with ideals.
So the difference that Bitcoin and Ethereum have, and Ethereum doesn't really have it, I'm really making a mental stretch, mental gymnastics, and I'll get into it, is that the ideals are detached from a person. The ideas belong to an entity, like a thing, right? And like with Ethereum, the ideas attached to a person, Vitalik Buterin, but he's so unlike, I'm going to say this and it might offend people, normal people, that it's like you could keep faith in him. And, you know, if people are mad right now, Vitalik's definitely on the spectrum, and spectrum is not like he's out. You could look at him and you can be like, okay, this guy's, he's a genius, but, you know, there's some other things going on there. And so people, since he's not a quote unquote normal dude, people are like, yeah, I can subscribe to that dude. Like they have to be so extraordinarily different. But then there's other tokens with very good tech and very good ideas, but they're not catching on popularity wise because there's an idea that's attached to a person, and that person they might not like.
Do you ever play a video game just because you liked it and it wasn't popular, but you just liked it? That's the way I play with crypto. Like, for instance, when everybody was playing League of Legends, I was playing this obscure game called Bloodline Champions. Why? Because I enjoyed it. It was fun, right? And if I wanted to play a video game to like garner, you know, attention, audience, whatever, I probably would have played League of Legends. But I just wanted to have fun. And so in that same vein, like if I find a crypto project that, you know, meets objective and idealistic goals that I would like it to try and shoot for, hell yeah. I'm gonna put my money behind that.
But that to me seems like a never-ending game, infinite chase, because at the end of the day, in order to make your life function better, you have to use what everyone else is using.
But everybody else isn't completely in agreement on, you know, Bitcoin and Ethereum as being the end all be all, right? Because it's continuously going through upgrades, right? Both of them are, to try and, you know, be better at what they have evolved to promise, right? They strayed away from their original narrative into a narrative I don't like anymore, but they are also continually trying to upgrade themselves to be better at the new narrative that they're trying to say that they do. For instance, Ethereum, right? It's crappy. It's too slow and it costs a lot of money. What is it trying to do? It's trying to become ETH2.
I think, to go back to the beginning of the show and take it back a little bit, it's just, I think we dramatically underestimated, or we were very naive at the actual length of time with which this adopts and how it adopts into society. Like just imagine how many years did it take for people to get a wrangle on like money and what it meant and how to use it and how you can do things with it, right?
Didn't it take like thousands of years?
Yeah, it took thousands of years. Before that, they were like, shit, man,
like rocks and shells.
Yeah, like, why don't you just take this bag of sand and we'll call it a deal, right?
Yeah.
Like, you know, just take this bag of seashells and I'll give you some flowers.
But then we know historically there have been problems with people accepting, you know, let's say regional seashells because, you know, another region doesn't accept those seashells. And so
absolutely, it's like we're learning lessons.
But you wouldn't still be holding seashells just because seashells are worth, or you see, like I guess that's what I'm getting at. It's like I see Bitcoin as seashells. I want to use paper money now, and
but
like some people see paper. But it depends. Like that's like always the answer, right? Because contextually everything changes based on an individual, right?
Word.
So like for you, why does Bitcoin? Why do you view Bitcoin as being something you would put your money behind? What does it do for you? What does it promise you? Why do you have faith in it?
Those are very good questions. Questions I used to have the answer to right off the top of my head. I would say that for me, I also try to distill things down to very simple and almost nonsensical rationale, because it doesn't matter what my rationale is. I'm just one little tiny human, a tiny timeline. But I'd rather trust the math than people with pen and paper.
I'm gonna like your reasons are the same reasons why people throw money at Hex. Go to the FAQ, and all the reasons that you list that you've been talking about throughout this podcast are the reasons why people throw money at Hex. And so I want to dig out any real reason why you would, something that's different, if there is anything. Hex is probably a poor investment, by the way, just for people who are thinking
hashtag not investment advice.
Yeah, hashtag not investment advice.
Yeah, hashtag Hex is just that, a hex. So it's a financial hex. So I don't know, man. It's like a faith thing, and you can't really describe faith. You can't really put a definition on why you believe in a thing and why you believe it has value.
I mean, yeah, you can. People can distill down why they believe in certain things. I'm sure that they can.
Okay, here's a good example.
Okay.
How much is this key worth?
I don't know. Depends. What does it open? Does it open anything?
Absolutely.
So it's all context dependent, right? And so to me, it's worthless because I don't know what it opens.
Right.
Just a piece of metal.
So money, essentially, money just becomes a tool, right? Money is a tool. It's a technology, and it's a tool, right? And so that's all it boils down to is you just put the nail on the head. Like, this key either unlocks a house, or unlocks a room, or unlocks a safe. It depends what this key points to, right? And that's what I think. Like with money, with Bitcoin and money, is like it depends, right? That big "it depends" is different for every person. And so when it comes to Bitcoin and why people like it, is I think it has the most consensus on what that "it depends" is for different people. I think you are taking advantage of your exposure to this space to be able to make the choice about which crypto tech is the one that you like the most or dislike the most.
I think that depending on whatever goes fast and whatever I can see myself using, again, it's the same analogy. If I can see myself playing the video game and enjoying it, then I'm going to do that. But the moment I don't like the video game anymore, the moment I don't get any enjoyment, the moment I can't build anything on it, I move on. Because again, these are all tools to me. I'm not trying to you need a good sandbox to build your sandcastle or whatever, And if there aren't,
what's tough is that we Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies are tough because they are brand spanking new.
Yeah.
And that it's not just money, it's also technology. And that is an irrefutable fact, right?
Yeah.
Because it is both money and technology. It's like we're sitting at the beginning of a millennia's worth of understanding in order to know how to use this stuff well.
But does it has to be worth something, but does it have to be money? Is my question.
No, but that's just obvious.
For instance, if I buy you a bag of Cheetos, you can obviously use it. You can eat it. You could trade it. But you're probably not going to trade it. It's probably not worth your time to trade. You might just eat it or give it away to somebody else so they can eat it. Why hasn't anybody developed a product and used a blockchain? There are costs associated with doing this, obviously, but I just wonder why the secondary reinforcer for all of these networks has always been value. And just make it something else. There's
What would
plenty
you
of other
make?
secondary reinforcers that you could use, or even primary reinforcers. How much do you care about your health?
It depends on the person. I
So
happen to care a lot.
So right, it depends, but I would say that like you value being healthy, right?
I do. I like that my skin pops.
Depending on who you are, you might value being
That's
more
my fuck
healthy
boy. That's my fuck boy face.
yeah.
That's my fuck boy face. Do you have a fuck boy face?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Come on, man, give it a shot.
I don't. What do I do?
I think you've got to like squint,
Squinting.
and you got to like pucker up. You got to do something with
Okay.
your lips.
Is this like Blue Steel, but like more Chad?
No, it's like if you're at the bar.
Yeah.
See, there it is. You just did it.
Did I
You
do
just
it?
did it.
Was it like Clint Eastwood?
It's kind of like Clint Eastwood. It's more so like you're trying to get you're trying to look at a woman across the bar,
Mhm.
and her panties explode, like they just explode off of her
I
body.
can't do that.
You got to do it. It's the.
I don't want to do that.
Well, I mean,
Daniel says it's
no.
off the rails. We got to come back. So do you value your health? And the answer for a lot of people is probably yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So like let's say that I can make you healthier. I'm not going to transact in money, but I'm going to transact in your health.
Yeah, but that would only appeal to healthy people.
Healthy people, like people who
Some people
are
don't give
not
a shit, bro. Some people mainline
absolutely.
Popeye's
But
chicken, bro.
Some people don't care about Bitcoin, but there's still a market for that.
Somebody out there is trying to snort a drumstick
Absolutely.
as we speak. They're trying to inject Popeye's chicken grease into their shit, bro. As we speak.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying, like, why haven't blockchains been used for anything other than currency?
Because
like crypto, we don't call it crypto and just leave it off. We call it cryptocurrency.
Because it's the natural, like it's an obvious use case of having a ledger that's distributed amongst a bunch of parties. Is like, oh, we can keep track of things. Oh, we keep track of things with dollars, right? So let's just keep track of things with this other thing that does it better than dollars.
But like low hanging fruit is also supply chain and NFT stuff, right? The intersection of those two.
Absolutely, those are things that people are trying to use blockchain technology to fix. But the thing about supply chains is the value is not. That's the thing. It's
better for money to like do the money play,
because supply chains don't just belong to the people. Like me and you, Jesse, don't own a supply chain.
But what if they could?
A trade company owns.
But like, here's the thing:
chain.
before money belonged to governments, right? We're basically transacting in borrowed time.
I mean, you make me want to go to church saying stuff like that, bro.
I'm just like wondering if we couldn't do something a little bit better, like different.
We can't, bro. We need money.
No, I mean like what I mean is like better blockchain projects. Like I would put my money in better blockchain projects that aren't using money.
I will put my money on projects using the blockchains that exist better.
But what if the blockchains that exist right now? Yeah, so like I agree.
Humanity is insatiable. While we're taking people to church here, humanity is insatiable. Humanity always wants a better. Always. There's never a good enough for humanity.
What I mean is like rather than playing the money for the sake of money game, which money is great, don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
like,
I love.
We all need money.
I love it.
But like, there's also other plays that people could do, but I just don't like. Like for instance, everybody's doing the NFT memorabilia stuff.
Well, people. I mean, I don't think anything better could be done with money at this moment. We're not to that point. Supply chains. The thing is, that supply chains don't belong to everyone. So applying blockchain technology to these different things, where there's already established layers of businesses and protocols, is not. It doesn't.
But like we all use TCP/IP for internet. That's one protocol or two, right?
Yeah, it is. But
So there's multiple protocols. But here's the thing. We're all using it
mhm.
for multiple different purposes rather than, just PayPal. You've got Amazon. You've got, I don't know, other businesses built on top of that protocol. So like I'm ready for other businesses, I guess is what I'm saying. And that being said, we can segue to the interview.
Dude, that's
technology
not
into the blockchain world. But Topps, for example, they sell a lot of baseball cards, for example, and those cards are meant to be timeless, right? I should be able to pass on my most prized baseball card, which is just a Kirby Puckett rookie card, which is not terribly exciting, but I should be able to pass that down to my daughter, and she should be able to pass that down to her daughters. So these are meant to be timeless instruments. And blockchain adds that new sort of complexity of, okay, is the chain I'm building on going to be here in 10 years, 20 years, 100 years? And so that's certainly been something that's been top of mind with a lot of our partners. So they are pushing very heavily for Ethereum. We've chosen to primarily build there. We've got some L2 partners we're working with, but by and large, we try to stay kind of on the place where it's going to have maximum interoperability. So you mentioned the example of a third-party platform saying, okay, we love the heavy metal drop that Curio did recently, and we'd like to target fans of heavy metal with our product or service, and so they can provide ancillary benefits to all heavy metal NFT owners, and they can easily verify that on chain because Ethereum just sort of this open ledger, and so we want that full interoperability and that full interaction that can happen at the community level, where anyone can choose to set up on Decentraland, set up a little gallery for heavy metal fans, and you need a heavy metal NFT to get in there. So that's something we want to be able to have our NFTs live anywhere in the metaverse that not just that we know of today, but that things that pop up over the next 6 to 12 months. We want to ensure that our NFTs are capable of working across all these different instances.
Mm-hmm. Yes, you got something. I got questions for days.
Yeah. So I guess more specifically, like you probably know of projects like Filecoin, Chia, or whatever. Are you guys leveraging any of those places to store the NFTs long term?
Yes. So actually, so Protocol Lab, the company behind Filecoin, and IPFS, they actually invested in our company. So we just closed on a $7 million round just last month. And thank you. And Protocol Labs was one of our investors, along with Fanbushi, Kinetic Capital, Long Hash Ventures, Cabin Capital, Gummy Crypto, Picus Capital. It was nice long list there. So we're working with the Protocol Labs team on a couple of specific use cases around working with our brand partners on releasing doing things like releasing songs, for example, in the use case of some of our music label partners, releasing tracks early, right, and providing NFT owners access to these a sneak peek at these tracks that haven't been made public yet. It's sort of a way of, almost like a fan club type experience, right? You reward your most loyal, most engaged fans, with early exclusive access to experiences like that. And so with IPFS, obviously it can enable a lot of, these different types of file storage scenarios. So we're working closely with that team on, being able to leverage that distributed network in a way that, allows a fan, not just here in the US, but also over, in Asia, to be able to sort of partake in the same NFT engagement as others.
What do you rely upon for your users to hold these NFTs? Their interface to seeing what they have, managing them, and making sure that the private keys that control these things are actually safe and secure? Like, how do you one, like, what technologies are you already leveraging that currently exists, and how are you educating them on making sure that they don't lose their seed phrase, or
Yep.
they're not giving it away, or things like that?
Yeah. So we provide we provide services for both our hardcore crypto users and also our mainstream users. And so the thing that we found with the mainstream users is that setting up a MetaMask, going and getting Ethereum to pay for gas fees, all of these different pre-actions that are needed.
We'll call them UX problems.
Yeah.
What'd you think? What is that? What are you? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing with your
Nope.
face? What is that?
Don't like it.
No.
Don't like it at all. Don't. I wish I'll tell you, if I were ever on Shark Tank, the ratings would increase 75,000% because I wouldn't be all like, "What are your sales? How many?" I would be like,
Oh god.
That I hope I'm wrong about this, but that idea is shit. Let me tell you something. That idea, like, I just.
Your facial reactions. Makes me laugh.
One, I feel like I've heard. I feel like I've heard exactly like. I don't. Oof.
But like, here's the thing, right?
I feel like I just ate raw eggplant listening to that interview.
I've never had raw eggplant.
Let me tell you something. It tastes like ass. It tastes like ass.
It's not that wasn't that bad, I thought.
Oof.
It could be more creative, like,
Look, NFTs can be a lot more than rewards programs for your fans. Like, that already exists. I was like,
but money
I'm on
exists
like
already. They're trying to make it better, D.
I'm on like a Harry Potter thing because randomly I was dating a chick that loved Harry Potter. She's like, "Oh, you need to go here and you need to find out what Harry Potter school you belong in."
Oh, you're on the Harry Potter fan club thing.
Well, whatever the fuck it was called. And I was
That's
like,
cool.
"What?" And she
Yeah.
was like, "Nah, you go here and you find out if you're Slytherin or if you're Bear Group or Owl People or whatever they are."
Well, here's the thing.
Like
Here's the
Harry Potter.
thing. Like, what is your favorite TV show or your favorite comic book hero or whatever, right? Something that in a heartbeat you'd buy something cool of.
Jerry Springer's my favorite TV show.
Okay, so let's say they had Jerry Springer on the
it's
platform.
It's not Breaking Bad.
Okay. Okay, Breaking Bad. Let's say they had Breaking Bad NFT cards.
Wild on E. That's probably my no. Breaking Bad. Back to Breaking Bad.
What if they had characters from Breaking Bad as NFTs?
They have those. I already don't buy them because I saw the show.
You're not the target
I love the
consumer.
I love the show. Like, I just don't like every time I try to get like, oh, I'm a super big fan of something, I just talk about it. Congratulations. That's the most value you're ever gonna get extracted out of a fan is me talking about your shit. Like, I thought about buying like when I had
but
a
they're
Wii U.
super fans, D. You don't understand. There's a level of fandom that you're just not in because you're just not like them. They're built different.
I love the Matrix, bro. Some of the stuff in the Matrix I live by is like a code for my life.
Yeah.
But you don't see me walking around in black trench coats and wearing shades.
But some
everywhere,
people do.
Trying to jump kick people in the throat.
Some people do, though.
Yeah, and that's not a large population of people, and those same people are being like they're trying to extract the value out of their very existence, and that's what a lot of these NFT programs now see. It all depends, and this is the truest thing ever said by Alicia. Thank you, Rockstar. I was like, man, you said everyone be doing the same thing with NFTs.
And so one thing that I recommended him at the end of the interview is like I told him you should go after like the anime and video game industry like in Asia, and like I would fucking buy anime stuff. If I could use it in game and it'd be anime stuff, like hell yeah.
It's like Okay, so now the sales guys are adopting crypto, and this is how they do it.
I mean, but isn't this what you wanted though? Isn't this what you wanted?
Damn
is
it! I don't know
adoption.
what I wanted anymore.
This is what
don't
adoption
even-
looks like, D.
I don't even know what I wanted anymore. This is adoption. Now the
This-
sales guys are using crypto. Like, ooh, it's,
I mean,
you can use a blockchain when
but
you
knew that this was what it looked like, right?
Jesus, I just did not.
It's got to
think
be
it
worth
was-
the money to you, though, right?
I just feel like there's an elder laughing at me somewhere, like learning all those mistakes, learning them rapidly, like it's just like, oh my gosh. So now that's what NFTs are. NFTs are a login on someone's website now. Like that's the same thing. I can go to maroon5.com and log in.
But
with
you
my
were
name.
super hype about that.
I
Or was it fake hype?
I was doing an interview, my
Oh,
friend.
was
I'm a
doing
professional. I'm a professional, Jesse.
Oh, okay.
I'm a professional interviewer now.
Okay.
I could literally, and you know what? Maybe this is a little bit of giving somebody what's going inside the sausage. Maybe you don't
Okay.
know how the sausage is made.
Yeah.
I could shit on someone and then 30 seconds later be interviewing them and love their project. I'm a professional, Jesse.
So I've heard that even in industry, like I'm a professional. We're professionals, and I'm just like, what does this mean? Does this mean I have to pretend to like something even though I don't like something? And the answer is yeah.
Yeah, that's what.
And I don't like
professionalism-
that.
That's what professionalism is.
I
That's
mean,
what professionalism is.
that sucks.
Daniel said, "Why do that?" He's
Because we have to, Daniel. It's our jobs. When we have like normal
Yeah.
jobs,
Yeah.
we have to do that.
We've garnished that much listenership where we can't just because then nobody would ever want to come on the show either, Daniel. If we were just inviting people on to be like, look, listen, I gotta tell you the honest truth. Your project, bag of ass. Seen it 15, 25 different ways, except for your bag of ass is purple and yellow. And the last bag of ass we interviewed was green and white. So you got that going for you. Purple's an exotic color. But let me tell you something. This project, bag of shit. No, we can't do that. We're professionals here. We have to say, so you mean to tell me you're using delegated proof of stake? Oh my god! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh!
Wouldn't
Oh
the
my God.
world? What do you not think like things would move faster, like if we were more objective? I've had this conversation before with like some friends. It's like what if I could just like tell you how good or how bad your project was?
I
And
think
you
we
just-
can. I think maybe we should. Maybe that's what Daniel's getting at. Like maybe we should just be like, "Ooh, yeah, heard of that before. This is not a good idea."
But maybe it is. Maybe the way they did. Like, just imagine if you told Amazon, yeah, online bookstore, that's probably not the way you should go. Like, can you imagine?
Yeah.
Like, that's why, like, even though that interview was like something that I'd seen before.
Fuck it. Let's do that right now. I like what Daniel just said. He said, I thought that's what we did. Fuck it. We do that shit. Let me tell you something. What was that interview? Sorry, dude. I've heard of your projects like 17, 25 times this year. I think you're doing a money grab. What was this guy's name? Joey? What's this guy's name?
Who, the interview?
Yeah, I'm a professional.
Juan?
Yeah, Juan. Ooh, damn, I got that way wrong. Yeah. So like, this isn't the time for that. We had a different show where we act like your project is relative or irrelevant. That right there, Garbaggio, my friend. Garbaggio. I'll tell you one thing.
Mm-hmm.
Until somebody riddles me this, that the actual JPEG they own is the one and only JPEG like it that exists, then
So that's one thing I was talking about. I was talking about to you guys. I was like,
I know how to do it though.
the etymology, right? The etymology is like the only thing. Like for example, on Twitter, you want that blue check mark, right, to be verified or whatever.
I thought it was cyan.
Right. There needs to be like somebody needs to design a platform where that's the goal. It's like your identity is tied to that. I mean, like there have been plenty of those types of projects, and we know of them. But like, they haven't really, blossomed like we hoped, like, and made all the relationships between all the projects like we think they might. Dude, we should just fucking consult, dude. We should just be like, you know what? We know another project who you would have good synergy with. Let me tell you this guy. Let me put you guys together. Build something.
Yeah, that's a very good idea, man. We do talk with everyone. We could just be like, hey, you should work with those guys.
Yeah,
Like,
seriously. Because
stop what you're doing. Don't go on another podcast. You're wasting your time. Go work with those guys and then come back here.
I feel like we could be like, I don't know, we could just be like, hey, go over there. They're doing something cool. They're building the game. You're building the items. You could build the items for the game. Go do that, and
There you
then
go.
you'd have something. That'd be cool.
And then you call them IFTs, items for the game. No, IFGs, IFTGs. Yeah, IFTGs. This is, I mean,
I feel like we see too many people developing in a vacuum. Like nobody knows what anybody else's project is until they sink some money in some time.
I miss the ideas too. I feel like everyone, like lately in the space, is like, okay, let's make a product. And then the other day, I was just saying, like, not enough people are product centric. I don't know, man. I just go back and forth with crypto.
Do you
sometimes.
think we're just being too hard? Like you got to start somewhere, right? Like if you want to get into crypto space, maybe you just got to start in the NFT space.
No,
Maybe
you
that's where
gotta
they
be
saw.
hard. Getting hard on people is what causes growth, right? The person that made Twitter is like, yeah, man, it's real easy. Just, 140 characters, whatever. And you just, we'll call it a tweet, just like a bird. Tweet, tweet. Somebody's probably like, that is stupid.
I thought it was stupid for a long time. Like I forget when Twitter came out in 2007 or 2008. When did it come out?
Shit.
I thought it was for old people.
2007.
Okay, yeah, I thought it was for old people throughout 2009 and 2010, all the way since its inception. I thought it was for old people.
And then,
So-
and then the Instagram comes along. Hey, the part of Facebook where you
Mhm.
click an album and
Yeah.
it's got all the photos in there? That's
Yeah.
going to be the whole app, just pictures. Somebody's
That's
probably
crazy.
like, what? Why would anyone want to look at just pictures? That's stupid. Like, don't they want the person with the pictures? No. Just the pictures.
Do you think
Right.
that
Like,
we'd be the people who would have told Instagram that's a dumb idea, though, or do you think we would have been able to see that and been like, oh, that's a good idea?
I'm pretty sure we would have been the people that didn't make any money on Instagram because I would have been like,
I saw
why would
Snapchat
I-
at $5, and I still was like, why is it going down? I don't understand. It seems like nobody cares about it, and somehow, look at Snapchat. Look at where it's at now.
It's like if you want to make $1 billion business, take something Facebook did like 6 years ago,
Mhm.
a small part of Facebook, a small feature that they added that nobody noticed, and build an entire product out of it, and then make it catchy with colors. And there you go. You got $1 billion business. You're welcome. This is consulting free with Fergalati and Jesse. And if you're in crypto, same thing. Sprinkle some blockchain or some NFT talk like our boy Juan, and you got yourself.
No, but seriously, there's got to be something that like there's got to be a value proposition that's worth investing in beyond just the basic stuff that he's talking about, the NFT to memorabilia, right?
There's a lot. Like when I think of NFTs being really cool is the idea of like an MMORPG, of which I have no time to play anymore. But when I
neither
did,
do I.
like, you go in this, you get a sword, you kill somebody, you take their sword, you open up the sword, and you
Yeah.
can see the entire lineage of not only
That's dope.
the value
it.
shifting, like from market to market in the game,
Yeah.
but the entire lineage of who's held it. And we all know that celebrities game now and athletes game now. It's no mystery that like some athletes, in fact, the quarterback of the Arizona Cardinals is also on an esports team. He's a dual athlete right now, if they consider esports athlete, right? The starting quarterback. This guy is like a starting fucking quarterback. And oh, by the way, I'm also a pro gamer. Like, and so
let me ask you this question. I just need to inject this. Do you think we only think that sports and games are cool within the context of being able to take NFTs and apply them to that specific context because we like the environment to which they're deployed?
Yes.
But because the environment, like, I don't know how much, like for me, I don't really care for Bitcoin because it's just money for the sake of money, which I don't.
Well, that's why nobody
I don't
cares
like
for Bitcoin.
I mean, like we care, right? Because we like money, but like the environment in which it's built is not like sports or video games to us.
Yeah.
I don't know. I wish they did that,
I get what you're saying, and that's why to really color this is an interesting episode. I say that like Bitcoin is exactly where it's supposed to be right now.
I think so.
Because it's super boring.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like when I'll never forget. Like, you know, when you get like really, really excited about something and you present it to your parents as like,
Sure.
this is something me as your spawn is presenting to you as something I am interested in and will pursue with my time. And you've given me life and I choose to use it with this.
Mhm.
Right. And so it's not that deep. I don't talk to my parents like that. But anyways, so I went to my pops and I was like, Dad, digital money. This is it. This is what my life is for. This is what I want my life to be. I found it. This is the most interesting technology, blah, blah, blah. It's digital money. And his only response was like, yeah, but I mean, it's just money. Like, who cares? You make it, you spend it, you save it. Like, it's just money. Like, what can you do with it? And I was like, so many things. It's digital money. It's like, it's the future, man. And he was like, yeah, but it's just money. Like, what's the point? Like, I got money. Look, here's my bank account. I got money right here.
Mhm.
Like, what's so fascinating about money? And I was like, I don't know how to answer that question. I don't know how to answer
I mean,
that
the same
question.
thing, same dynamic happened between me and my dad, right? And I was like, this tech is like, it's changing the way money value is transacted. And he's like, great. Like, he's not interested. And I'm
I
just
think
like,
it's
okay.
like it's their very respectful and wise old person way of saying there's a lot more things valuable than money. Like,
I think that is the
like
case.
I think that was them saying like, my dad was probably like,
You'll
why
learn
would
that.
why would you care about money when you could care about woodworking like me? Like,
Yeah.
what the fuck? What?
Hey, what are you going to get from money that connects us in the way that like anything that doesn't necessarily cost as much money we can bond over or something like that, you know?
Mm.
It's kind of hard to bond over money just for the sake of money. It just kind of feels shallow.
It does feel weird. Jesse, you always ask me questions that make me second guess my existential
Dude, why do you think I've had a midlife crisis since like 20?
You've been having a decade-long midlife crisis?
Absolutely.
Bro, you need to go to church.
I need to find Jesus.
I don't go to church as often as I should, but you know, there's things that you value other things. You just probably don't think about it. You value health and fitness.
I wish
You're dedicating your life to medicine. Like, come on.
Oh, I know what I mean. Like, I wish I could work out as much as you work out. I don't even do that now.
I only work out 45 minutes a day, according to
I don't even work out
at
anymore.
all.
I've worked out once in the past like month.
Bro,
And before that, it was like 2 months.
You gotta get your sweat in, bro. You gotta start
No.
recording Bitcoin podcasts. Is like, we gotta do this while you're
podcast
working.
workout.
Yeah, like you gotta get your sweat on, bro. Do you like Dave Goggins, bro? You got me listening to Dave Goggins now. That man, holy shit, dude.
Right?
I'll never complain about anything ever again. Ever. And like anytime I'm not doing well in life, I'm gonna be like, damn, what would David Goggins do? I mean, you know, geez, you were great. Don't
You've
get me
got
wrong.
friends that like,
Holy
you know,
cow, dude. David Goggins is a beast.
he's a pretty beastie dude. But you know, there are a lot of people with stories like that though, right?
Yeah, but I just like the way he's like, he talks to himself very abusively. It's like,
Yeah, dude.
he's like, well, you know, I had this mirror and I said, "You're a punk ass bitch, and you're not gonna be able to get this done because you're a punk ass bitch. You got to own that. What about you as a punk? What about you as an ass? And what about you as a bitch? Put all three of those things together, and that's you. And that's I'm like, God damn, dude.
He's like his own drill sergeant.
Yeah, I'm like, shit.
Self-deprecating.
Yeah. So he's so right. Like this is great. Like, you know, but then I get too amped up listening to Dave Goggins. I go talk to my team like in real life.
Uh-oh.
Like, oh, I'm having trouble. I don't give a shit about your trouble. I don't give a fuck. You need to look that trouble in the mirror and say, stop being a bitch. Like, anyways.
Yeah. Can't let that bleed.
Yeah, you definitely can't. You can't let that bleed like into, you know.
It's bad for being a good human connector.
Yeah, pro tip, you don't need to be a Navy SEAL every day. That's a pro tip. You know, you gotta have situational Navy SEALness. Like you can't be in the grocery store like, fucking carrots on the stands. Like, where's the carrots? Like, Bring the carrots out here right now. I'm looking for carrots, not this organic shit. The regular carrots, the big carrots, pesticide carrots. Anyways,
Yeah, I don't
we've
know.
been
Do
off
we have
the
any other
rails for a
news?
while.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some things that we should talk about.
Yeah.
So here's one thing that honestly, so this is gonna be crazy. I just saw this stat, and now I'm actually kind of I'm alarmed. So
What's
many
that?
moons ago, and that is the hash rate.
Oh, okay.
Oh boy.
I haven't checked it out. Is it
So
bad?
Jesse, remember,
Yeah.
and this is to you, Joe. Joe, if you're listening, this is for you. So me and Jesse get on these random side project like obsessions for hours at a time, random.
Whoa, that dropped a lot.
Yeah, dude.
Wait, hold on.
And so,
Look at the third day.
yeah, and so
No, that's not that much. No.
dude, it hasn't been this low since 2019.
Wait, what are you talking about? We're not looking at the same total hash rate.
I'm looking at Bitcoin network hash rate.
You got to go to all time 30 days.
90.17 million. I believe that's 90.17 terahashes per second. No, million terahashes. So that's exahashes. 90.17 exahashes per second. And it hasn't been that low since, I got to zoom out, 3 years.
How are you getting 90? Oh, you're looking at raw values. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Oh, wow. Oh,
It hasn't been this low.
don't
since,
use the averages. It
Yeah.
smooths it out too much.
Yeah. Don't use the averages. So, one of the things that, what is it? That you and I got on this random side project. I was like, I wonder if there's any correlation between the hash rate on a day and the closing price on a day.
Uh-huh.
And then we did all this, and we found out, like, holy shit, there is a pretty medium correlation. I believe you still have all the data on your computer.
I probably don't anymore.
You sure?
Yeah,
I know you did it.
I don't
Remember
know
we
if it was on
talked
a
about it
desktop.
at length, and we were like, wow, so it looks like the price does match, positively. It's a positive correlation with the hash rate of Bitcoin.
Yeah, no, definitely.
And so if you look at this massive price drop, which is the largest in
I think
Bitcoin,
you mentioned a correlation. You probably should mention correlation values. Try to maintain.
So a correlation value is like an R value, and what it means is what's the probability that the change in one variable is caused by the change in another, right? So what me and Jesse were trying to figure out is like, okay, if there's a change in the hash rate, then is there a change in the price? Now it's not a correlation value doesn't tell you why. It just tells you that yes, there's a high probability that one change affects another change. So when you have a variable and you map it on one axis, and you have another variable and you plot it on another axis, and then you try to see if those points correlate to each other over time, then you can just say, like, and some correlations are super duper high. They're like a 1-to-1 correlation that if thing goes up, other thing goes up. Right.
Yeah. So it was like, I think you mentioned 0.77 in Slack. I don't remember.
Yeah.
I don't have the data anymore.
I do remember the number because I'm weird with numbers like that. But it was a 0.77 correlation, which is medium to high. High correlation is like 0.86 to 1, which means that you can damn near bank that if something goes up, the other thing is going to go up. Or if something goes down, the other thing is going to go down. And then
so let me kind of get to what's your TLDR on the hash rate almost halving and the price?
The TLDR is that the hash rate now is the most significant drop in hash rate we've ever seen.
Oh, really?
And yeah, look at the chart, bro.
I mean, like, what do you like in flat value? Yeah, because we go from like say like 200 million down to like, I don't know, like 100 million.
198 exahashes down to 90 exahashes. That's damn near 100 exahashes gone in the span of from April to June, from the middle of April to the almost end of June.
Is that bad though?
That's pretty bad. I mean, just looking at the chart, that's the biggest drop.
But the difficulty will adjust and the price will, probably adjust.
The difficulty will adjust. So what is supposed to happen for everybody new here? The Bitcoin difficulty will adjust and it will become easier to mine Bitcoin, which if the game theory is correct what we should see in practice and actual what is going to happen is that different areas around the globe are now can competitively mine, so they will competitively mine. So we should see a bottoming out on the hash rate, and we should see it start to go back up as other groups of people can profitably mine. But this is where it's studying now, and I'm glad that there's academia looking at this and not me, a random dude who's not an academic. But like what we're seeing now is like, one, since 2019 to now, we can, I would say 50-50 assume that all that hash rate growth was going on in China, because that shit has dropped all the way down to where it was in 2019, which is 2 years ago. And we all know China turned their miners off. And that's incredible to me that 100 exahashes were coming from just China. That is fucking mind-boggling to me. So where do those 100 exahashes go? Do they ever turn back on? I don't know. Now, to get back to the thing about a positive correlation, means that if a thing goes down, other thing goes down. Well, biggest hash rate drop in the history of Bitcoin, biggest price drop in the history of Bitcoin. Those two things are medium correlated. Now, I do also believe that the correlation is dependent upon time. No, it's not. It's a medium correlation. So hash rate goes down, price of Bitcoin goes down, all coins go down. Hash rate going up, price of Bitcoin goes up, all coins go up. Those are the correlations right there, like for the newbies in the audience. So
Are you just trying to pin the price movement on the hash rate?
well, I mean, that's what we did when we crunched all those numbers and we saw.
But like we
holy
know
shit.
that realistically, there's a lot of other things at play. You know.
Yes, there are. It's never going to get to the why, but that doesn't refute the correlation being what the correlation is.
So what is actionable about that observation?
I don't know. That's where the science comes into play. That's where the big bucks makers like Corey that are scientists start to dive deep into that correlation and figure out the why. Right?
I guess what I'm trying to ask is like, can't really do anything. Can't really make money on that. You can't make, I don't know, because it's just like hash rate halved, price halved. Now what?
Oh, this is how you make money. You heard it here first. Throw up my Negro Dominant sticker, please.
I don't think so, but damn.
Did she mute me?
Nope. Oh,
That's a Patreon.
that's a
sticker. What's that
Patreon.
for?
That's, you know what time it is. It's Patreon.
Oh, she's trying to tell us to get off the fucking mic. Is that what she's trying to tell us?
I don't know. Maybe. No, she's
She's
not.
the producer. She can do what she wants. Oh, she said share the chart. That's a good. Damn it, that should be-
Oh,
you know, we should have like a separate mic where we're listening. We should be able to listen to Alicia.
uh-huh.
You know, like news
Like-
people do.
Oh,
You know what
yeah.
I mean?
Okay.
Hold on, let me see if I can share. You know, there we go. Bring this on in here.
Yeah,
All
we're
right.
doing some price.
Look at us.
I'm not doing anything price. I guess this is all you.
Hold up. If you look here, we've got ourselves a nice right triangle. It looks to me like if we go from this point here to that point there, and then down to the floor of that point, we've got ourselves a nice 30, 60, 90 triangle, which is telling me that on a 3, 6, 9 scale, we're going to have a third increase, then a 6th third increase and 90% pullback. So do what you want with those triangles, if you will. Now, one thing to take into consideration is that the hypotenuse from here, from there.
Wow, we just lost a viewer.
Maybe we lost 2 viewers.
Yeah, we did.
This isn't price stuff. Look, so this is the hash rate from here
Yep.
in April to here
Yep.
today.
Tanked.
Look at that. You see any drops like that in here? I don't see no drops like that in here. It's a 50% drop. I don't see no 50% drops in here. Here's a big drop. Here's a big drop. We went from 100 to 90. That's 10% drop. Here's a big drop. 113 to 93. Still not 50% drop.
So, you know what's interesting is like we know that mining manufacturers are largely in China, right?
Look at the triangles, Jesse.
Bitmain.
Look at the triangles.
What I mean to say is China must have a lot of Bitcoin, you know, just inherently. I would think.
Not China. The companies that were mining in China.
You don't think they like, you know,
companies?
China's had crackdowns though, right?
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, I think that's kind of like
you don't think they take the Bitcoin?
I can't make that assumption, bro. That's a
And
crazy.
the US takes the
But
Bitcoin.
what we
The
can do?
US auctions the Bitcoin too.
Yeah, when they seize it, then
We
they
keep
auction it
track of
out.
how much the US government has in Bitcoin.
Yeah, China
We don't know how much China has.
CCP takes a cut of every business, says Alicia, and CCP means the China people, and they always.
Oh my god. All right. You're losing it.
I'm sorry. We gotta wrap this. So, long story short, looking at the hash rate's always a good thing. It makes me a little nervous for the first time in ever since I've been studying and in this space and consumed with it, that the hash rate is dropping that fucking sharply. That is a massive hash rate decrease.
It is massive.
Right? And for everybody out there, it's like, oh, Ethereum is gonna flip, and there's so many different yeah. No, Bitcoin is running the roost, and Bitcoin is going to be running the roost for quite some time.
We came close to the flipping. We don't know
When, how, who, Doge?
Remember in 2017 the market caps of ETH and Bitcoin they almost flipped. Remember?
Yeah.
Remember that? Or were you not looking at the
Oh,
charts?
they didn't get that close. They
got pretty close.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, here, go pull up Coin Market Cap.
I'm not pulling up anything. We got to wrap this up. People
that's
are
right.
losing it. People are losing it.
Yeah.
I will leave this with the CCP is not the China people. It's the Chinese Communist Party. If you want to be official with it, Alicia. And then we have 7 days and 19 hours until the next Bitcoin difficulty adjustment. And it'll probably be the largest difficulty adjustment that we have ever seen. You know, all you electrical engineers out there want to make a little money, mine a little crypto, you know what I'm saying? And that's not even look at the hash rate of Ether. You can look at that. Or Litecoin. Didn't look at that. So, okay. Anyways, let's do the things that we do when we wrap up the show, because it's been quite a show. Started out slow, then me and Jesse came and hammered it through there with a couple grand slams, right? We got to see Jesse's fuckboy face, which
Chad Blue Steel.
So here we go. Please become a patron. You can go to the patreon.com/the patreon.com/the Bitcoin podcast, and you can become a patron, and you will get things like our very special meta episodes. It's kind of like being a meta human, but for podcasting and with So a meta episode is an episode where Corey, myself, and Jesse listen to our old shows, and then we provide colorful commentary about that shit that we were saying. And the takeaway from the very first meta episode was, holy cow, we were talking about prices of Bitcoin in the upper 200s. Holy cow. Like, that's holy cow. Like, I look at that and I'm like, why don't I own half the planet? Like, golly, if I had a time machine, Jesus. Anyways,
You don't have the diamond hands that you want your children and your children's children to have, that you're expecting that they'll have, even if you build a fortune.
if I just had my own diamond hands and I wasn't as diverse as I was in crypto, I'm pretty sure, I'd be doing just great, like super duper great. There's been a lot of Bitcoin that's gone in and out of these hands, a lot of Ethereum too. So, Slack, join the Slack, go to the bitcoinpodcast.com and join the Slack. There's lots of people in there that will help you with your ideas. We help people get jobs. We help people find work. Are you working in a job that sucks balls? Does your job suck and ergo your life? Do you want to change that because your life is sucking? Join the TBP Slack. Get a better job. Yeah, so we'll help you find a job.
Thought you were gonna resort to Spanish.
Hmm?
Thought you were gonna like trabajo. Like
Does your job suck? Oh wait, that's Spanish. That's a terrible Mexican accent, and not even in the language of Spanish. I'm sorry. I'm pretty sure I just offended somebody. Even you, Jesse, because you're Mexican, right?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I offended you.
I'm not offended. I'm reading what Alicia wrote here for Ethereum hash rate stats. I don't. Oh, it didn't get halved. It got like I don't know.
That's an interesting dynamic. iTunes. We had an iTunes. Didn't we have an iTunes review recently? We had an iTunes review recently. I believe somebody just said noise and put 5 stars, which is so awesome. I don't know who you are, but we love you. We have a thing that we say, if you're going to give us 4 stars, you know what to do with yourself. I can't say it anymore. Both of my parents said I shouldn't say that anymore. So I'm respecting my parents as my elders. I'm not going to say that anymore. But if you want to give us a 4-star review or below, just don't. Save us the time. Go listen to another podcast. Give it a 5-star review. You should only be giving out 5-star reviews ever, right? Nobody should ever be handing out 1-star.
Wait, isn't this like, doesn't this go back to the professionalism talk we had? It's like maybe somebody doesn't want to give out 5 stars.
Yeah.
Maybe they don't want to be professional, D though. Like,
All right,
they're just
well, then
listeners.
let's distill it down. You get a thumb up or you get a thumb down, and that's all we need to count. Really, you know what I mean? We don't need to count. If you don't like it, go away. You know, I'm kidding. 5 stars is what we would like, because I mean we have a lot of 5-star reviews. And then Jesse, though, the 1-star reviews are about me and you specifically. Like Corey's never involved.
No,
Yeah, they are. Yes,
I don't believe it.
I'm pretty sure they are. Like they're like, what's going on with this Corey and Jesse or D and Jesse combination on what the headers?
Well,
This
at
is
least
the
I
dumbest
don't
show.
get death threats on Twitter.
Oh dear God. That's how you know you've made it, when you're getting a Twitter death threat because somebody doesn't like the way you present cryptocurrency information. Oh my God. Anyways, maybe I should be scared. Shout outs. Let's keep this short and sweet. Sorry, that was a reaction. Shout out to, that's got to be I believe that's Tiana Taylor. And that Zazi Beats. Shout out to you, boo. We see you. Oh, long face. Sorry, wide smile and long neck. Cause oh my God. Oh, Zoe Saldana. Yeah. And Rachel McAdams. I got it. Shout out to she took the names off. She's making it okay. So for those of you that don't know, we've been doing shout outs at the end of the episode for a very long time. If you're new to this, stay tuned. But the most recent development is I try to shout out people that I don't know who they are. So this is man, I feel like her name starts with a P. I feel like it's like Penelope Cruz. Penelope Cruz? Oh my God, I got it right. Okay, shout out to Penelope Cruz. Shout out to she was in that space movie, that terrible space movie. She was a model. She's known for her eyebrows. Daniel got it. That's Kara, and he said super hot. That's what he said. But we don't objectify people around here, Daniel. We don't do those things. Cara Delevingne. Oh, that's Jesse. You know that one. Shout out to her. Who is that?
Oh, it's the lady in the Batman movies.
It's not Jamie Presley. You would think it's Jamie Presley. She's the new Jamie Presley. That is dear Lord. She was in Wolf of Wall Street. She's the Joker's girlfriend. Oh my gosh. Jesse, what's her name, man? Jesse, what's her? Hold on, maybe if I make fuckboy.
I'm trying to read the comments so I can get constructive criticism for the
I'm gonna make fuckboy face real quick. Oh wait, there's comments in here.
Wait, I Alicia, where are the comments?
People are
No, those are people advertising. I
Oh,
believe.
really?
Yeah, they're advertising in the YouTube
Oh.
comments. Yeah.
Oh, check this one out. If you guys want to become famous, you can buy followers, primes, and viewers on that link right there, and then get a virus that steals all your crypto. Sorry, I shouldn't have put that up there. Don't go to that link right there. Holy shit. Who is this woman? All right, next. I don't know you. Shout out to her. Shout out to is that it? That's all we got. Hey everybody. Until next time. We got some things in the pipeline for you guys. Should I say it now? No.
Say what?
What's going on with the thing?
What thing?
Starts with the S and rhymes with Tatus.
Oh, well, why don't
Should
you
we
let
say?
Corey do that one?
Yeah, I'm gonna let Corey tell you guys about that one. But I want to. We may or may not have an NFT show coming to the network. By the way, you thought the network was dead, baby. It wasn't dead, it was fucking hibernating. We got some shit coming to you guys. So be ready. All right. That's all I got. Shout out to my mother. I love her. And my dad. It was Father's Day not too long ago. And Jesse's dad and mom. Play the outro.